Groaners from near and far, and welcome along to our little Groany show in our very own corner of podcast land. An unusual week for me this week, but I'll reveal why later on in the show. We have a double set of games coming your way this week, 5 Point Countdown and Double Down Dummies. I think I'm going to resurrect Double Down Dummies every once in a while just to keep things fresh and interesting, you know. We also have lots of content for your listening pleasure. And with that being said, let's get straight to it with my groans, and we shall go on with the show from there. Luke Litter. So people have been hyping up this darts player who's apparently 16 years old. Looking at him though, you'd think he was about 30. He fell short in the final of darts recently, and people are coming up with all kinds of excuses for him, such as the cheerleaders distracted him. What a load of rubbish. He lost. End of story. Plus his girlfriend is 21. He is 16. Isn't that kind of a bit wrong? Now, can we stop hearing about him, for God's sake? Telling us in the news online recently he had a kebab delivered to his hotel after the loss. Why? People who make you hurry. So you're already stressed, trying to arrange bags or things you need to bring with you. Your phone keeps going off with whoever asking, where are you? What are you doing? What's happening? You finally get to where you want to be, and lo and behold, due to rushing, you've left the door open or forgot something essential. Will people just give other people time to do stuff? It'll get done. Don't stress them out. When drinks have been soft or alcohol, change their ingredients. So apparently they do this to make them taste better at times, when for the most part they taste worse. I remember Hooch from the 2000s used to taste fabulous, but then it was re-released a few years ago with apparently a better taste. Yeah, if you like drinking bin juice from a bottle, it tasted rank. Hooch, if you're listening, revert back to your old ingredients, please. With my groans out of the way, we'll hear what the audience has to say later on. Let's play a game now with the 5 Point Countdown. Is everyone ready that's listening along live? And of course, if you're listening along after the recording, well, you're going to be ready, aren't you? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And no, it's not the countdown, that's the countdown at the start. Here we go. Clue number 5, worth 5 points. Without me, in most cases, you cannot use your PC. A clue one more time. Clue number 5, worth 5 points. Without me, in most cases, you cannot use your PC. So we've had some guesses coming there saying power. Good guess. Good guess. It is a good guess, because I've been without power recently. That was fun. Yep. Okay. Any more? Nope. All quiet on the Western Front there. Okay. Clue number 4, worth 4 points. I come in many sizes. That clue again one more time. Clue number 4 for 4 points. I come in many sizes. And this all relates to your PC. So anyone guessing, it relates to PCs. That's a big hint for you. Any guesses coming in? Any more answers on power? Anyone coming in with guesses there? Or are you stumped? If you're stumped this long after the fact, sorry, but there's more clues coming. Okay, moving on. Clue number 3 for 3 points. I have many brands. Clue number 3 again with 3 points. I have many brands. I think I really have stumped the audience that are listening along live on this one. Wow. Okay, if you've got it by now, the audience listening along after the fact, well done. I've stumped people listening along live here. Okay, moving on. For 2 points, clue number 2, I come wired or wireless. Number 2 again for 2 points, I come wired or wireless. Any guesses coming in there, audience? Any at all? Okay, moving on from there. Last clue, for 1 point, I make it easy to play games if you don't have a joypad. Clue number 1, for 1 point, I make it easy to play games if you don't have a joypad. Okay. Any guesses that are coming in their audience list along live? Okay. Nope, no guesses there. Okay, game's halting just a couple more seconds. Any more coming in? Nope. Okay. The answer for the 5-point countdown will come in later. From the games now, we're hitting up creepy straight away with another epic story from the mind of admin Nicole with Creepy Corner. And this week's story is called The Blame for Your Mistakes. It had been a few days since the old man passed out. He was weak when he awoke, but after a few weeks he had regained his strength. The mayor was a different matter though. The old man missed their monthly meeting since he barely had the strength to get out of bed, not to mention how much he hated going. This wasn't about the town or keeping everyone safe or happy. That's what the old man cared about, but the mayor was different. He had Viola and Valencia watch the shop while he went off to see the mayor and get it over and done with. He had just ordered a new antique rocking horse that he knew he would need this week and was looking forward to fixing it up, so he couldn't afford to leave the shop empty. The walk to the mayor's office always felt longer than it actually was. The old man had dealt with a few mayors since the town was established, but this one he really hated. This time would be different though. This wouldn't be the same meeting where the mayor had a go at him for everything. This time would be the last time, and he'll make sure of it. He sat down with the mayor in his fancy meeting room. The white walls, the oversized desk, even though only 2 people are ever there. The old man missed the way this place used to look. The mayor stood from his chair and asked the old man if he knew why he was there. Of course he did. He's there every month to be yelled at for doing his job. Then the mayor brought up what he called victims. Naturally, he had to start with little Timmy, who was barely even 6 months old when he disappeared. A soft play in town that's long since gone. This infuriated the old man. Eliza was Timmy's older sister. She and her parents were the absolute worst. Her parents often took him places and totally forgot he was even there. Just stick him in a corner of a supermarket or a park and just forget about him. As for that soft play, well, Eliza, being the selfish girl that she was, she put him down in front of the tunnel maze and let him crawl right in. He was far too young, and after spending so long watching over little Timmy, the old man had enough. There was no wish, but that wasn't going to stop him using his powers. Although by accident, he did open a portal to the very centre of time, which he didn't even know he could do, and once Timmy crawled through, it closed. The old man knew Groaners though, being immortal himself, and was able to verify Timmy was safe and happy. Groaners decided to adopt him and was looking forward to having someone to rule over all of time with. Timmy had a new life that was much happier than where he used to be. He became known in town as the Time Baby now, and he would one day become the new ruler of time itself. The old man wasn't sorry for what he did. Eliza's gone now anyway. That was also her own doing. It took the old man time to alter her memories and allow Alice to be with her family again. There was nothing left of Eliza anyway, and the old man liked to clear up loose ends, especially for those suffering. He had to make sure Alice could still have her dream too. He couldn't fix her legs, but he was able to fix her tongue. She was able to speak and sing again before too long, and she was grateful to the old man for everything he did for her. Then the old man stood and walked over to the mayor with seething rage in his eyes. Your grandfather wanted to build this town to give people hope. We signed that contract in blood. His lineage would forever protect this town, and no one will ever get in my way. Your grandfather ruled with love. He was my best friend until the very end. Your father ruled with fun. Thanks to him, the people stopped being scared of this town and just accepted everything, even the mistakes. Your father turned everything into fun and changed this town. You are pathetic. You hate everything here, so you rule with fear and scare tactics, hoping to turn everyone against me. Leave this town if you must, and let your daughter take over. If you've got something to say to me, you know where I live. I won't be showing up at these stupid meetings anymore, the old man explained. He walked out of the mayor's office and never looked back. He hoped the mayor would leave him alone now, but something inside him knew he was going to be a problem. It was fine for now, but if things got too bad, the old man would have no choice but let the thing in the basement take care of the mayor. Nicole, you've done it again. I love how the characters in this world she's created interlink, like Alice from yonks ago and everything else. There'll be plenty more to come in future though, and more from Nicole later with the return of her after show game, Anagram Anxiety. But now we have an Oh Unlucky, which is personal. This week's Oh Unlucky is me, for 4 reasons. I've been suffering power flickering and power cuts, which has affected me doing things, including cooking. I fell asleep yesterday on Friday and woke up too late to do the podcast, and the show was only half written, so it couldn't be done. And on Thursday, I forgot to give a clue for the game I did last week. I fell asleep again today, that being Saturday, and missed lunch. Didn't want to mess up my other meal, so I had to eat later on. Woe is me this week. Please, the gods of niceness, let me be able to do things normally next week, please. And now we go back to the games, and time for some Darwin silliness with Double Down Dummies. This one occurred in 1995 in Michigan, USA. A man by the name of James Burns tried to fix his truck, whilst his friend helped him. But how did this lead to his death? Was it option A? The truck was still in motion and his friend ran him over whilst Jim was fixing the truck from the underside. Option B. His friend knocked the brakes off and unfortunately the truck rolled backwards and sadly ran James over. Or option C. Whilst the truck was in motion with the hood open, whilst James was working on some parts of the radiator and engine, his friend suddenly hit the brakes, which propelled James into the back of the car in front through the back window. Go Groaners, give me your answers, what you got? Oh, we got A coming in there, alright. Okay. Again, more A's coming in. Okay. I hear you loud and clear, audience. Okay, option A is the winner on that front, but people guessing that is anyway. The right answer will come at the end of the show. We've had all the games now, but let's have some more groan time. What do you got for me this week, audience? Let's find out now. This week's groan comes in verbally from Loxey C from Wallsend in Newcastle upon Tyne. And she says, I've got nothing against people who pay in cash in my shop. When they buy food, I can't stand it when they throw their money on the counter and start counting it. It's just plain filthy. Count your money in your hand and then give me the money. Wow, Loxley, I'm amazed people still carry cash, but that's a good groan. More audience groans to come in next week. And now, it's time for Zero of the Week. The dishonour this week goes to the circus in China, who employed a series of high-flying acrobats. Why? Well, one of the springs on the trampoline safety net, yeah, I didn't realise safety nets could be trampolines in circuses, and this launched performers on it in numerous directions. But one poor swine got launched into the air and hit the ground several feet below. The others ended in different parts of the trampoline. It's said that they were all fine, but the safety crew should have done serious and strenuous checks. I'm glad no serious damage was done. Props to Adam and Nicole for finding that one. We are nearly at the end of the show, Groaners. Before we go, let's have those all-important game answers. Reverting to last week when I should have given you the clue, the answer to what the hell am I for, the item was in fact a bicycle chain cleaner. So you feed your chain through the device, not while you're moving of course, and it cleans the bike chain for you. Double Down Dummies, the answer was option A. I mean, however, who in the devil's arse fixes their truck from underneath whilst it's in motion. And lastly, the £5 countdown answer was a mouse. Hopefully, points are scored by someone out there. After the podcast has been recorded and edited and published, admin Nicole will be giving out the Anagram Anxiety via Discord and Facebook, and when it's out, I'll edit the show notes and put it in there as well. That's the show over for another week. Stay groany, groaners, and we will see you next week. Go take care there.